Sure, Bafito. Welcome to Let's Talk Football. Welcome to a brand new video. If you're new to the channel, please make sure that you subscribe, like, press the notification bell, get notified when we drop a new video, and please leave a comment below. Bafito, please excuse my voice. Hey, getting a bit of flu, so yeah. Please just excuse how I sound today. And it's a bit better because hey, the past 2 days it was gone. That's why I couldn't even shoot any content. But yeah, man, we back. I hope it sounds a bit better when I listen to it, because right now, hey, it's not sounding good, bruv. It's not sounding good. Well, let's get into it, guys. This is the match preview for Bafana versus CZECHIA, and yeah, man, hey, both teams lost their opening games, but I think the Czech Republic played very well in their opening game. We stunk up the whole place, man. We were bad. Czech Republic played very well. I think they were very unlucky, couldn't get the goals they needed, and they scored first. But South Korea equalized and eventually got the winner. And the Czech Republic created many chances, just that they couldn't score. They were very unlucky. The South Korea goalkeeper really saved his country. But anyway, before we get into the preview, let me start with a bit of news that's been going on. Firstly, we've seen that MANQOBA MNGQITHI has left Golden Arrows. Excuse me. Not knowing where he's going from here, but it has been said that he has left Golden Arrows. Let's get into it. From CZECHIA TV, they say Golden Arrows have officially parted ways with MANQOBA MNGQITHI earlier this week. MNGQITHI guided the team to its first top 8 finish since 2021 season, but his third Arrows stint has come to an end. And I think maybe this guy might be going to Kaizer Chiefs, just that it has not been confirmed, because last week we heard that Chiefs are bringing back the Cruz, who was once Nabi's assistant, but those rumors was just went quiet. They just went quiet. So right now we don't know who will be head coach of Kaizer Chiefs. And MANQOBA parting ways with Golden Arrows, I think it's just maybe an idea I have, but I think this guy might be going to Kaizer Chiefs. But we're gonna have to wait and see. We'll see when the news come out who will be the next head coach of Kaizer Chiefs. Coach. Moving on to other news, from Sundowns Extra, Miguel Ricinho leaving. The decision has been made. Documents are being finalized. Official confirmation from the club is expected to be announced soon. And personally, I expected this, but Ricinho didn't play much this season. And when he played, firstly, because sometimes Caruso sometimes would try him as a 6, a deep lying playmaker, but I don't think he gave us much. And at times would try him as a 10 or as a half winger. Yeah, he'd play well in a few games. In the Champions League, he got a goal and 1 assist, but didn't play much for the season. So plus we got him for free. So I think the club don't see the need to spend money on him and give him an extended contract, because I think he was under 2-year contract. We got him for free, but he had a 2-year contract. He was left with a year in his contract, and Sundowns and him personally, I think they came to a conclusion that they are willing to terminate the contract, which I don't see it as a loss for us, and maybe for him, it will be good for him to move on. And advantage for this for Sundowns is that our foreign quota spot has been opened, so maybe re tla lata signing yana ya bo ma 40-50 million ya hape from overseas. We'll see. Mr. Fremenberg must go do his job and get us a hot signing for next season. Moving on, Antonio van Veek. Mamelodi Sundowns finally announced the signing of Antonio van Veek. Here's the official statement from the Sundowns page. Antonio van Veek is officially part of the Yellow family. Let's welcome him. So you can go check this out on Sundowns pages. There's also a announcement video there on the pages of Mamelodi Sundowns. We spoke about him last week, that everything is agreed, the medical was done, and the announcement. So here we have it right now. Antonio van Veek is a Mamelodi Sundowns player. Moving on. Lastly, on the news side, Austrian Bundesliga FC Red Bull Salzburg have confirmed the preseason friendly with Mamelodi Sundowns on June 18th. So Mamelodi Sundowns will be traveling to Austria for their preseason and will be facing RB Salzburg. I think this is one of those for the sponsors, just like the game we had with RB Leipzig just before the World Cup. It was one of the sponsors. It was organized by Red Bull, and I think this one too, it's one of those games. Good thing that we are taking our preseason to Europe. I really like when we take our preseason to Europe, because it really helps our players to test their levels. Last season we couldn't do that, but advantage was we played in the Club World Cup, but we couldn't have a preseason because of the Club World Cup. This season, at least, Miguel Cardoso will finally have his first preseason at Mamelodi Sundowns, and hopefully, I hope it will help. It will help build the team better. It will give us better reflections of how we're gonna be playing next season, and yeah, man, we'll have to see. How it plans out. Moving on to the preview of it. Bafana ne. Yeah, so we playing the Czech Republic. We playing the Czech Republic, and from what I saw, it's gonna be a tough one, because firstly, those people are tall. Those people are tall. And physically strong. So I'm hoping we'll take a trick from South Korea, because South Korea, they don't have tall players, and the Czech Republic, the plan was, from what I saw from the game they played, the opening game, their plan was to weapon the crosses by hit the one, because they have tall players. Thomas Suchek from West Ham, they have Patrick Schick from Bayer Leverkusen. Those are their key players. Very physical, very tall, good headers of the ball. And I don't think we should try to match them in that way, because firstly, we do not have physically strong players. Our players are short, our players are quick, so we cannot compete with them when it comes to strength. Physically and with height, we cannot. And with that being said, I really hope that Hugo Bros has really watched the game between them and them and what's this? The Czech Republic. Because if you look at that game in Veto, the Czech Republic created chances, Wabon. But problem was they couldn't take them. And mainly they were looking to cross the ball more than anything. They were looking to cross the ball and use their physicality to dominate South Korea. We are basically the same when it comes to physical structures with our players, but I think we are a bit better technically. We have good players technically, and I'm hoping our coach has been watching the World Cup and he will not install fear in our players. I hope he saw that this back five thing doesn't work. Let's get into my 11, which I think we should play. We should play in our second game. Here's how I think we should set up in our second game. 4-2-3-1, simple. This is how we've been setting up and we've been playing well. I don't know why Hugo Bruce tried his new tricks in our first opening game. I personally would go with Ronan Williams obviously as our keeper, Mudiba and Mudawu as our fullbacks, Mbogazi and Okon. Okon will give us that height. Mbogazi will give us the physicality, but I'm not sure with the height of Mbogazi. But I'd risk playing him because he's our best defender anyway. So even if I know he's not strong aerially, ankamdlalisa a start mona hana flop wabona, because I know physically to compete and Mbogazi is gonna try to fight for every ball, and then Okon will help us with those aerial balls. So, wabona, he has to be switched on. Plus, I think because Ocon plays in Germany, I think he might probably have played against Patrick Schick from Bayer Leverkusen. So maybe they have played against each other before. So I'm hoping maybe coach Rona monna be like back four ya rona be jena. We don't want the back three and one because it confuses our players. Let's go back to default settings. Then the two midfielders are go with Jaden Adams and Mokoena. Purely because of if we're gonna play if we're gonna play the way we play, we're gonna have to have players that are gonna break the press. And Tebza le Jidene week in week out today, playing out from the back, collecting the ball from the defense to the goalkeeper. From the goalkeeper or the defense, they do it week in week out. And I think the mistake Hugo Bruce made in the first game was playing Sitole as our outlet rather than having Tebza and Adams as our outlets, because they are technically good. And we saw with the first goal that we conceded that Yamona can help us to build out and get out of the press. And then in front of the two midfielders, I'd have, and before going to the three, even if it's not Jaden, I'd have Mbata. But having Mbata, I also don't trust him with us playing out. I don't trust Mbata. So at least if we have Mbata, we must have Tebzada. He will be the one that's playing, that will help us play out. And then Mbata will just help with the rotation of the ball and help with the defensive work. And then in front of the two, we must attack, guys. We must attack. So I'm going for Relay in the 10 position, Moremi and Apolis. Relay and Apolis will create chances. And Apolis playing from the right. I personally like him on the left, but with Moremi on the pitch, we can't have him on the left because Moremi can only play on the left. Moremi on the right doesn't give us much. So there's Moremi on the left and have Apolis on the right. Obviously, Apolis on the right will be cutting inside and giving us a bit of creativity. using the pace of Moremi. And up front, I know this might come as a bit of a shock, because as a country, I know we all saying that Lyle Foster shouldn't be starting. But for this game specifically, I'd start him. For this game specifically, I'd start him just for him to fight with those defenders physically, because them are on a strength which Reynas doesn't have. Reynas on a pace. Mari, having Moremi, Rile, and Apolis, and then I'll have Lyle Foster just to keep those defenders occupied, so that our three attackers just behind him can collect those loose balls. If we play long, and Lyle can hold the balls, our midfielders, our attackers can come and collect those second balls. But I think the 4-2-3-1 system works for Bafana Bafana. Even if they can play Reynas of Kandaya, I wouldn't mind. Try to use his pace. I just think he's gonna struggle physically. I'd rather have Reynas come from the bench in the second half. But that 11, I think it's 11 that can get us the 3 points that we need, bring the confidence back, and maybe if we can get the 3 points, we go into the last game fighting for at least a point, so we can move to the next round. It's gonna be a bit tricky because of the goal difference. We conceded 2, and we didn't score. Czechia conceded 2, but they scored 1, so they have -1. We have -2. That's why we are the last team on our group. But if we beat them, and if we can actually maybe win Boma 2 Cup or 3-0, it will be good, because it will have a +1. If we win 2-0, we go third. With goal difference on 0, and they will have a -3. So we have to score at least 2 goals and not concede. I won't try to keep a clean sheet, get the 3 points, and then last game. If we win both games, we easily second place and we go through. But we have to win tomorrow's game. If we lose tomorrow, we should forget. We have to win tomorrow's game, and then maybe last game we can get a draw. 4 points will be enough. 4 points will be enough for the next round. Maybe we're gonna have to be checking goal difference and whatnot. But I think other teams in their groups, some teams might only win 1 game and lose the 2, and it might be enough for them to go through. So if we have 4 points, it might be enough for us to get through to the last 32. Okay, guys, let's see how Hugo Bros sets up tomorrow. Let's see how the team will come out. I hope from the first game they have seen the mistakes. I hope they've seen other teams as well, how other teams are approaching this World Cup. No team is coming here to play defensively. Even Cape Verde were a bit defensive, but that's how they play. They are a defensive team. They play on transition. They held Spain to a 0-0 draw. Played very well. They had the threat when they had the ball. Even though they were defensive, but when they had the ball, they were threatening Spain. And I'm hoping Hugo Bros saw other African teams how they approached the games, and I hope we'll have a better game in our second game. And I pray that we get the 3 points, so we can look forward to maybe going to the next round. And yeah, man, because now personally I trust our players. Okay, they can actually perform to their highest level if they are given the opportunity and the freedom to play how we know they can play. With that being said, guys, tell me what you think below. Leave a comment in the comment section and let's interact. Tell me what you think about the starting 11 that I think would be good for us starting in the second game. So please leave a comment below, and before we leave, make sure that you subscribe, like, and comment. See you on the next one. We'll be dropping a video. I'm just waiting for Congo DR Congo to play their last game. That's the last African team who's gonna play their last first game, and then we're gonna have a video to review all the teams, African teams basically, their opening games and how they've performed in their opening games. Shout out to everybody that got this far. Thank you for supporting the channel, and please make sure that you like, subscribe, comment, and share the video with your friends. I'll see you on another one. I'll see you on the next one. See you on the next one. Sure.